crying that it was just a mistake and they still doing the time.
Yeah.
Again,
I'm talking about for a cop.
For a cop.
That's what I'm saying.
Again, she gonna get the lesser of the two because it was an accident. It was a freak accident, and he wound up losing his life. So they're gonna take all that into consideration. And now, if she may be the one that does not get
what the full
convicted.
Oh man,
she may be the one that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
they're not gonna convict 2 white cops in the same year.
That's going too far. White cops in the same year.
Hold up. The justice system was not created to have 2 white cops convicted of killing an African American in the same year. Y'all got to save one for next year. So her trial may be next year, to be honest.
Welcome to the Millennial Minded Podcast with Marquise
and Gia.
And we're I think on episode 26 of the pod. We've been out for like 2 weeks, but we are back.
We are back. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Thank you for everybody that's been checking on us.
Yes. We did have our uncle that just passed. We had to do the funeral. My job actually paid me bereavement.
Mine's did too.
Oh, wonderful.
It's good to work in corporate America.
It's good to have a job in these times and a company that looks out for you. Because I wasn't normally supposed to get bereavement pay, but they did that for me. I appreciate that. Shout out to them. Thank you for those that checked on us and reached out to us as we had to go through that difficult time as a family, but we made it through.
Yeah, and it was a beautiful celebration. He went home in peace.
Yes, in a high fashion. It was nice. Yes. A lot of love, a lot of family. And we made it through that. What else to talk about? So just thank you for checking in on us.
Thank you for your condolences and all the text messages and responses we received in regards to our uncle's passing.
Yep. And we appreciate those that even when we've been out or we've caught up with some family members, they've said like, yo, we really love your podcast.
Oh yes.
People that we didn't even know watch us have said, yo, we watch all the time every week. Thank you so much. So
thank you. Just don't be scared to hit the subscribe and the like button. Because somebody regurgitated everything I said about a man. I was like, well, how the hell you know? He was like, I watched the podcast. I was like, well, thanks for telling me now. But yes, thank you for watching.
Subscribe,
like, comment, and subscribe. That helps us.
Thank you. Yes. Please do that extra step. It's really easy. Just a quick button press. Mm-hmm. So do that for us. And we got a few things to talk about. A lot of things happened. A lot of things trending. And maybe justice was served. We'll talk about that.
Oh, well, maybe.
Maybe justice was served. You said you want to shout out somebody?
Oh, yes. So, as everyone knows, I work closely with a lot of children in my church and in my community, and I have a near and dear little boy to my heart. His name is Giovanni Rose, and he has won first place for his oratorical contest at Cicely Tyson Elementary School. So I just want to tell Giovanni that we are so proud of you. I miss you. I love seeing that. And it goes to show that although they say a lot of students have been struggling with virtual learning and at home, my baby is not sitting on video games playing all day. He getting his work done. So Giovanni, I can't wait to hug and kiss you and congratulate you. But and he said, Sister Gia, I'll watch you and Marquise on YouTube. And I was like, oh Lord, I need to make sure that I'm kid friendly. I don't want my baby to be embarrassed by me.
These topics not really for kids.
Yeah, they're not kid friendly, but I think he just loves his sister Gia. So it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But congratulations, Giovanni, on winning first place. So we're so proud of you.
Proud of you, man. Congratulations, bro.
And mom and dad and grandma, y'all are doing a good job. It takes
Excellent
a village
job.
and it takes a team. And I'm glad that he has such a good support system that's really driving his education forward.
I'm glad they reached out to you. That was nice of them.
It melted my heart to say, look at what he did. And it made my day. I needed some good news.
Yeah. Cool. So first thing is we had last episode, we were talking about DMX, and unfortunately he did pass, and I believe the funeral
is today. It was today. Yes. Celebration of life.
Yes. For him. And I believe I've read though in one of the headlines, and we could talk about it, that family members are saying he didn't die from what they're saying he passed from, but it was due to the vaccine. Him having a heart attack. And I'm weary of the vaccine, and I know people in the medical field are saying we don't know the long-term effects of the vaccine, and especially as it relates to the reproductive side for men. I believe women too.
Well, I know the Johnson & Johnson, a lot of people are skeptical because Johnson & Johnson was recalled. But if you go back and look into why Johnson & Johnson was recalled, it was about 6 pregnant women that developed blood clot. They were all within like the 18 to 40 year age range, and they were the ones that is a pretty big gap. But if you know anything about pregnancy, almost anything can cause a blood clot. So the reason that it wasn't recalled, it was just put on hold. So everybody thinking that, I got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, I'm on my way out. No, baby, you're gonna live. Okay, it was 6 women that had that adverse reaction as a blood clot, which is why it was put on hold, but it's coming back out. Y'all gonna get vaccinated one way or the other.
Yeah,
they're not playing with these vaccinations.
Not me. I'm buying the card.
Oh, and Marquise News, this just coming forward. I seen that Whole Foods is gonna allow you to scan your palm. He told us about this 6 months ago, y'all. You're going to be able to scan your palm to pay for your groceries at Whole Foods.
Wow.
Now, is it fingerprint? I don't think they're going to put a chip in us, Marquise.
Oh, that's coming. The Bible said it. I believe the Bible. They go, either you're going to have the chip or you won't be able to buy or sell.
But how futuristic do we need to be to scan our hands to pay for groceries at Whole Foods?
Elon Musk from Tesla has already developed artificial intelligence. That's the biggest thing they're doing. I mean, not just him, but they've been working on it, and he has a chip. He said he joked and said he may have a chip in him already, but they're testing where they put a chip in your brain, and it does all these things that a normal human being couldn't do. Basically, artificial intelligence in your mind. So they're pushing that. They're testing that out. It's gonna help you to you won't need glasses anymore. Just overall help you. You won't need glasses either. You'll be able to do a lot of different things. Remember more. I'll send you the link, or I'll put the link in the description. That was shared to me by one of my homies. Like, yo, this is where they're going with AI. So I believe they will go as far as they can push this technology where you just do like this and
scan in and scan out.
Absolutely.
It's like watching a sci-fi movie in real time, right?
It's gonna happen. It looks like it's gonna happen in our day, dude.
But so
are you gonna take the chip though?
I would never take a chip. I would never. I think there's somebody already watching me, because there's no way I was at work on my work computer looking at a pair of sandals, and then when I get home, which we have totally different networks, those same pair of sandals came up in my advertisement at my computer. First of all, I'm telling myself, so hopefully they won't go check. I just looked at the shoe. And then when I go home, I was like, yo, but I looked at this shoe on my work computer. How
were you logged in
on
you?
I didn't log in on anything. I just hit Nordstrom.com came up on work computer. And then my work computer is a whole different network. And then I get home and the advertisement for the same shoe at Nordstrom.com came up on not only my cell phone, but my home computer.
Listen, I've seen it where I've been on the phone talking about something and then I look and it's there.
And it's there.
Yeah.
That kind of scared me out. But come on, back to DMX. I'm getting conflicting reports because now they're saying that it was somebody, a close source, talked to Irv Gotti, like his close friend.
Yeah.
And he said that he was using crack. And fentanyl was laced in the crack. And then when he got to the hospital, they tested him for COVID. And in the hospital, they was wondering, why can't he breathe? They tested him for COVID and realized he had COVID while he was in the hospital, which is why they put him on the breathing. So I didn't hear anything about him taking the vaccine. You know, we get reports from everywhere. I'm
sure they're going to do the
autopsy.
There we go.
But at this point, I don't want to know how he died. Like, I want to remember him the way he is, because if y'all don't know, he had over a dozen children. He had about 15 to 17 kids or so. So y'all putting these reports out of this man who's deceased who want to read about that their father overdosed on crack cocaine? A living legend. Like, his children shouldn't have to see that. A lot of his children are grown, but still, you know, people were affected by, you know, some things with our parents. And at this time, it's still new and still raw. So I think people need to be a little bit more cautious as to what they put out about him.
That's fair. That's fair to say. Well, you was about to say something. You was about to go somewhere.
Well, I was going to go somewhere, but we're going to
You sure go? Yeah, I think you should go.
Now, I talked to Marquise about this 2 weeks ago, so we've been in hiatus for 2 weeks. But a lot of people have itching ears as to where he's going, and I want to tell y'all that he right in heaven next to your religious grandmother and your preacher grandfather, honey, and whoever else that you think made it.
Why do you say that? Okay, go ahead.
He lived his life, of course, with a struggle, but this man professed Jesus everywhere he went. He prayed and healed and spoke the truth and read his word, and most you don't even hear about his rhymes anymore. They're advertising more of his just praying for people.
Wow.
DMX wouldn't let you leave his site without praying for people. And although
I think Kim was like that too.
Yeah, although he struggled, which is because one of the reports that I read, it said, oh, Prince Philip died and DMX died, and somebody said they're hanging together in heaven, and they got so much backlash saying, how dare you say that Prince Philip and DMX are both in heaven?
Wow.
What makes you think that DMX didn't make it to heaven? Because he wasn't of a royal lineage? That's what you think? He had the most important royal lineage there is, the blood of Jesus Christ. Prince Philip did his duties as a prince. I said it.
You're talking about the prince.
I don't live in England or in the UK. And I'm not speaking bad about his man, but if you go into what he is supposed to do, he's supposed to do charitable work. He's supposed to go feed the orphans. Yeah. DMX was on the grounds praying and healing and speaking Jesus Christ, besides feeding the orphans. So what makes y'all think that he didn't make it into heaven because he had an addiction?
I agree with you. All I would say is, because we don't have a heaven or hell to put no one in or out. We don't know his life, whatever he was going through. You know, as long as he confessed Jesus, I believe, you know, if he was baptized and saved, whatever like that, then he's good to go. If he believed in the Lord, baptized, received the Holy Spirit, he's good to go. Absent from the body, you're with the Lord. The Lord is everywhere. He's definitely with the Lord. We all have to be judged on that day on that day, but he's with the Lord.
And we having people commenting about where he is or where he's going, and you ain't never stepped foot into or even open and confess Jesus Christ as Lord. You don't know nothing about the scriptures, and you're going to dare to say that he ain't make it into heaven because he had a crack
I'm sure that's
or
religious
drug addiction.
religious people, most likely.
It was religious people. It was atheists. How y'all know? I thought y'all didn't believe in the heaven or hell.
Yeah.
Mind your business and drink your water. That ruffled me.
Boom. Okay.
That ruffled me. So yes, Gia at shots fired. And if you want to come for me.
Try if you want to.
Try if you want to. We're going to have a healthy debate. And I could be wrong because I don't know where he went, but I saw his fruits and I saw his witness. And the same thing that I read is the same thing he said. And so I think it's the fact that he had this battle that people think because the battle kind of took hold of him, he wasn't
good enough to make it in
good
heaven.
enough, and that's contrary to what we believe as Christians.
I'm with you on that.
So rest in heaven. Yep, he with your nana and he with your preacher grandfather, DMX rapping right next to them in heaven.
You're lying,
now
grandfather.
What are you doing? Yes. Now what are you doing to make it there?
Exactly. What are we doing right to make it there? Didn't Black Rob pass?
I felt bad for him. He knew. It's like he knew he was dying.
Do you know what it was? What happened?
He said he had 4 strokes. It was some type of kidney or liver disease, something. But it was at 51. Lord have mercy. Like, people dying in their 50s is giving me anxiety.
Me too. People dying of COVID is giving me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then you need to get the vaccine.
No.
I
won't do it. I won't do it.
That's self-induced anxiety.
I won't do it. Because, and I know people say, like, which I think is stupid, like when someone passes and they die from COVID or COVID related, they're like, oh, but he had this and had this and had this. But it's like they never, even though they had this and this and this, they were living perfectly fine.
And it's the COVID.
It's just when COVID happens, then you can't overcome it. So it really, COVID is like deadly. So it's not something to be taken lightly. But
yeah, my uncle, he had underlying health issues, but it was the COVID that's
right.
True.
That put him in the hospital and got him.
Yeah. I thought about it, but it's just like, I guess now COVID deaths are becoming so common, and it really should not be.
Yeah, sad. So that was Black Rob. Rest in peace to him. Praying for him and his family. A musician icon, Paris Bowen's passed. I don't know what he passed from. He plays for so many big artists. So I just saw that on my timeline today. So rest in peace to him. Like, so many people are dying. It's nuts right now. So many people are dying. What else? And then we could talk about the conviction. Was justice actually served? Was justice served?
Oh,
let me say that I was surprised. Because me and my boy was battling like, yo, he's going to get acquitted.
I thought he was going to get acquitted too.
Because we're just used, black people, we're just used to that theme that, you know, this is going to happen. They're going to make a big fuss about it and they're going to get away with it. I don't know if this is the first time, but this is my first time seeing he was actually held accountable.
Wow.
For what he did. And that was, he was convicted on all three counts. I think it was second, third degree, and manslaughter.
I think it was the witness of like the doctors, the professionals, because them doctors was not breaking. The doctors was getting so annoyed. The pathologists and everybody that he was like, listen, yeah, he could have had a heart issue, but he died because he couldn't breathe. How many times you want me to say it? How many ways you want me to say it? No, that's not how he died. No, that's not a possibility. How did he die? I put it in my report. You need me to say it again? He died because he couldn't. Asphyxiation. How many ways you need me to say it? They was getting annoyed. But I think it was that thoroughness that sealed the deal.
Yeah. I believe that. So, do you feel like justice was finally served?
Listen, I need everybody to be prepared for what I'm about to say.
Oh, go ahead. Let me take out my cross.
Lord. Okay. What we need to acknowledge is that, yes, he was found guilty on all 3 charges. But I need us to understand that on June 16, when he is sentenced, they may give him the least amount of time for those sentences. So don't be surprised if he is sentenced to 3 to 5 years. And he's home in 2 years. Don't be surprised. He was found guilty, but because he is a cop, he's not getting 25 to life. I mean, we can go back and revisit this when he does get sentenced, but he's not going to get 25. This is just my own opinion. Yes, he was found guilty, but he will be home by 2024. Mark my words. They're not going to give this cop the max sentencing that they would give a normal person that was convicted on these same charges. That's my opinion. If I'm proven wrong, then we're going to celebrate. But I can guarantee you no more than 5 years.
Wow. I didn't even think of that.
No.
That
yeah, because people were celebrating. I'm looking like, yo, he wasn't sentenced yet.
I wasn't celebrating because it's like, I'm not celebrating for you doing your job. Like we had to convince you and others like that this was most likely race related and that he died from this. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I'm not clapping for you doing your job. It shouldn't have to come to this. The George Floyd should still be here.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that's why I wasn't celebrating. I was surprised. I thought it was taking a step in the right direction that he was convicted on all three, but I wasn't.
Not until he's sentenced. I think we're going to celebrate a little too soon, and I think we need to wait until, because June 19th, is right after it, so we can have a Juneteenth celebration. But until the 16th come and we really see that he's going to be actually held accountable, because he could wind up serving the least amount of time possible, and he will get credit for the time already served. So it's been about a year. So that's what we got to hold off on.
I'm with you now. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Then we had another shooting.
Police fatal.
So I saw one where I believe it was a lady. She meant to tase a person and shot him. I should have got the name. Oh, gosh. She meant to get, she admitted it. Like, I meant to get the taser, but I killed him.
She got the wrong one. Yes.
I don't know how you. Yeah.
Even cops were saying the weight of each one is significantly different.
Yeah.
How could you confuse the two? If you're that confused, you don't need to be a cop, man. You don't need to be on the force.
You don't need to be on the force. You don't.
Yes.
So rest in peace to that. I don't know how do you convict on an accident? Because I don't know. I'm curious to see how that one's going to go, because it was supposedly an accident. Mm-hmm. She confessed to it and stuff like that. So do you hold someone accountable
for an accident? Do they hold people that accidentally murder others accountable?
I would.
You know how many people were in jail crying that it was just a mistake and they still doing the time?
Yeah.
Again,
I'm talking about for a cop.
For a cop. That's what I'm saying. Is she gonna get the lesser of the two? Because it was an accident. It was a freak accident, and he wound up losing his life. So they're gonna take all that into consideration. And now, if she may be the one that does not get
the full
convicted.
Oh man,
she may be the one that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
they're not going to convict 2 white cops in the same year.
That's going too far. 2 white cops in the same year.
Hold up! The justice system was not created to have 2 white cops convicted of killing an African American in the same year. Y'all got to save one for next year. So her trial may be next year, to be honest.
Dang.
The justice system doesn't work in our favor that way.
Right. We all know that. You should know that by now. Let's see. Then you have Ma'Khia Bryant.
Bryant. Yes. Oh my. So it's so unfortunate. What do you think?
Don't
say it.
You got to say the obvious. That cop saved those 2 women. Now, should he have used other people have had knives? Other people have had knives, and they've used tasers. They've used rubber bullets. They have de-escalated. I've seen a cop, pointing a gun at a white person with a knife coming at him, and they don't shoot him.
Wow.
They don't shoot him. They somehow they get that knife out of his hand. He's arrested. So
cops don't know how to disarm people. That's what it seems like. You don't know how to disarm people.
Certain people.
Y'all don't know how to disarm us, huh?
Yes. We're somehow, I don't know what it is.
I heard somebody say it seems as though they're trained to disarm everybody except for the African Americans, because we're the ones that get the most deadly force used against us by cops. And I did see a couple of people saying that the cop that shot her was like a expert marksman, and he's only trained to shoot. And we talked about this episodes ago, because I asked Marquise, why they don't just shoot the gun out people's hand, or why don't they shoot? He's like, no, they are trained to shoot in the biggest part of the body to stop the imminent threat. And baby girl had a knife in her hand, and she was going full force with the knife. And I get that people don't really want us to, like, we can't, I can't say anything that I haven't saw. And I haven't saw, that's not proper English, that I have not seen. I saw the video with her lunging with one girl on the ground and lunging at the girl in the pink with the knife when she got shot. Now, he didn't have enough time to respond. That's what I think the issue is. He just pulled up out the car and was like, she got a knife, and that's it.
So that one, to me, is not race related.
Was it a justified shooting, though?
Okay, if that was your son about to be stabbed, yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying, I know they have de-escalated in other ways. Like you said, though, coming lunging right there. That's a split second decision, and he saved the life.
He did save a life. And it's a lot of backstory as to, she was actually a victim in this. The girls came to her house to jump her, and she called. Another thing that I have that was going through my mind is like, I don't want these kids, I don't like fighting at all. I don't think violence is ever the answer. But like I try to tell my son at all times, like, I don't want you to be so scared to get jumped that you pull out a weapon, because like the girls, they're not
pull out a weapon.
That you pull out a weapon, because the girls, although she probably was scared of getting jumped, and it seemed as though that's why she called the cops, because the girls was jumping her. She was scared to get jumped, but she was so scared that she had to use a weapon to defend herself. First of all, these girls are not Marine trained to kill you. The most they're gonna do is pull out your hair. But sis, pick up your hands and. And she had some weight on her. It was just but we don't fight like this anymore. And because she couldn't fight like this, the knife was her resort. But the biggest question is the neighborhood that stood around watching the fight, that did not de-escalate or stop it before the cops came, because they were all standing around.
You see what I'm saying? That was my second thought is, okay, where were the parents? Then third, why is everyone just looking? Like, I remember me and my boy stopping a fight that was just driving through. We got out the car and stopped the fight from happening. Why would you just let someone get jumped? Why would you let them fight, period? What are you doing? Like, I'm sure people were just filming it. Yeah. Of course, you're posting it for likes, because that's what you... I don't get the mentality. And now the person, Miss Bryan, lost her life. For what? It could have all been prevented. The cop didn't even have to see what happened. No. Stop the fight. Stop filming. It's like, stop filming. Stop filming,
standing around.
Yeah, like George Floyd, same thing. People just watching it. I would have, if you get in a way, maybe you get victimized or something like that. Yeah. With a cop. I don't know. I would have tried something. Who knows in that moment? Who knows? But I would not have let that fight happen.
No.
That's just ridiculous. My boy just got jumped. He told me.
Oh, Lord.
True story.
2021?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Actually,
how old is he?
It's kind of funny in the sense of he just moved to Texas. He's in Arlington, Texas.
Oh, Lord. Is he in the Army?
No. Oh. He's a Secaucus shore guy. Moved there to Texas, him and his wife. And so he's hooping, playing basketball in a neighborhood. And apparently in Texas, they're really, from what he was telling me, they're like, that's why they're so messed up over there. Like, it's like, they're so depressed. It's like F it mentality.
Oh, really?
Nobody really cares about us. And they don't care about nothing. They're kind of lawless down there. They don't have that drive or ambition. They just, this is what it is. Generation after generation after generation. And they're just telling the story about how they've been screwed by the government. He said the Mexicans is like still, and they're like, it has no problem.
He got jumped by Mexicans?
Oh, he got jumped by brothers.
Oh, Lord.
So he's just breaking it down for him. He's like, everyone hates everybody down there. The Mexicans, no one trusts them. The whites, he's white, by the way. He said he said they're horrible down there. The whites are horrible. And the brothers, they don't trust any of them. So long story short, he's hooping at a part he didn't know. Because he said the ghettos are not like here where you can see it's ghetto. Like it still look clean. Dallas looks nice, but it's horrible. It's not much going on. It's a lot of homeless. He said if you go to Texas, go to Fort Worth, by the way. But so he's hooping. It doesn't look like it's a hood. Nothing but brothers out there. And he said he was kicking. He won 7 games straight. And then one guy walked up to him and said, hey, I want to fight you. And they all jumped him half court. So he's telling me, he's like, yeah, I got to beat up by a couple brothers down here.
Oh, poor baby.
But he didn't take out. And by the way, if you buy a house, you get a gun automatically. Like that's how serious it is over there. But ever since then, he's been carrying a gun. But he's felt like had he started fighting back, he just took he just got jumped. He took it. He tried to block or defend himself, but he never swung. Because one of the other guys was holding
the gun,
and he's like, man, what happened if I would have fought back or something like that, or hit someone and I wouldn't be here today to tell the story.
Oh wow, that's so unfortunate.
Yeah, so he just got jumped and just took it.
Why it had to be by us? I thought it was the Mexicans that jumped them. Well, listen, baby, I'm sorry you got jumped, but let me give you a word of advice. Baby, go play volleyball. Leave basketball get you a basketball hoop and put it on your front yard since you got a house. Don't go back, honey. Go find you a hockey or volleyball, tennis. Honey, get you a bike, a skate around the park. Don't go back playing basketball. No,
he hasn't since.
In Arlington, Texas, pumpkin.
He hasn't since. But he did say the girl that invited him to the gym. Mexicans were working in the gym. They didn't care. They just let it happen.
Oh.
A black girl that invited him to the gym was the one that walked in and saw it and stopped it.
Oh, okay.
So at least, somebody stopped it. Yeah, tried to break it up.
But they jumped him just because he won the basketball.
He was 7 games straight. He said, in my defense, I did win the 7 games straight. I'm like, oh, wow. So they said, yo, I want to fight you, man. And then he's like, for real? And then he walked away.
You can't showboat like that. Basketball is an African-American sport. And you think you're going to go into...
Just killing.
White man can't jump in Arlington, Texas. You ain't, what's his name?
God.
What do you have? They were straight Wesley Snipes down there.
Oh,
sorry about that.
Yeah.
Now because he got jumped, he carrying the gun now.
He said that's like one of the rules they told him. Like, hey, if you ever use this thing, you let all the bullets go. Shoot.
They said if you're gonna have to use it, you're gonna use it.
You got to. That's the rule.
Yeah.
If you see something moving, you let it go.
Oh wow.
But he they was like, don't pull it out immediately. Like, but if you do. that's, you gotta go. Let it ring.
But had he had a gun on him when they started,
but that's the thing down there.
It would have been a totally that would have been a justified shooting.
I think that would have been definitely a justified shooting, but no one knows who's packing them. I remember my uncle telling me something about a party, South Carolina, North Carolina. Nothing went down, no security, nothing, because everybody had a gun on their waist. They had a good time, no issues.
Wow.
So it's like, you don't know who's packing. If you bring out that gun, someone else, especially in Texas.
But do you necessarily bring out a weapon for a fist fight? My whole thing is everybody's scared to take a L because like Michaela, like it was literally a fist fight, and she was younger than the women, so I think they need to be charged as well because they played a part in her murder. If you go to thinking about people that if me and you commit a crime together and you die because of something that I get charged too. Yeah. So they need to be charged because she died as a result of their actions. She was defending herself. Unfortunately, she didn't wait till the cops came. She pulled out the knife to defend herself, but they should be charged as well. But
that's the old school mentality, right? Like from movie Friday, you win some, you lose some, but
you live to fight another
day. Put this up. Put the gun down. Put the gun down, Craig. Put the knife But we're not doing that no more. We just march.
My son always got jumped every time he had a fight, especially in high school.
At least he using his hands.
I was like, Lord, I had groceries one day coming in the house and I just see him pulling off his hoodie. I was like, well, what you pulling off your hoodie for? Come get the groceries. He was like, oh, it looked like I thought it was one of the guys that jumped me because he caught every last one of them one by one.
Oh yeah,
and my son is tall, so. Yeah. I was like, he's 6'4.5". Put some respect on my baby name. So when he got jumped, he said the two of them was on him, but the other two was holding his legs down so he couldn't get up. So I was like, really? Like they was like, we ain't letting this big get up. So I was like, so you didn't really get jumped by 5 guys. 2 of them just was holding your legs down so you couldn't get up. Wow. But it was just every time he usually depending on the size they be like, nah.
Yo, how did he learn his hand skills to be so tight? I don't think you taught him.
No, I'm a gentle giant.
So how he learn? Shoot.
Well, we lived in an environment where them hands since kindergarten, honey. Dang. ABC 1 2 3. Living in North New Jersey, 1 2 3. That foot is the other one. Oh, ABC snap. 1 2 3. No, so yeah, but he calmed down now. But just imagine if people had weapons every time there was a fist fight pulling out.
But that's what it's coming to now. Everyone's got a weapon in every. So,
do you think the cop for Michaela? My whole thing is, she was such a beautiful TikTok star. So she would do her hair and like her makeup and like put little cute things on. And so her TikTok feed is coming up every time you open up like, social media. Yeah. And it's just this live, vibrant child is gone. I
wonder how the other girls feel.
All over a dirty room. Because she was living in a group home and they went to go see the mother of the group home. We ain't even gonna get into why her mother saying, "Oh, she was such a good girl, but you had her in a group home." But I digress. She was living in a group home, and the 2 girls that aged out of the group home came back to visit the mother of the home. Okay. And when they went into their house, they was like, "Why is she leaving your house dirty?" And the mother said something. They went into the girls' Michaela's room. Yeah, Michaela. They went into her room and they said, well, you need to clean up her house. She don't like a dirty house. Clean up your room and clean up, I guess, the kitchen or something. And that's when everything started. So, like, the foster mother, she needs to take some accountability as well because your job was to protect her as a foster mother. Some y'all are in it for the money.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
We're not even gonna go there. You're in it for the money because you allowed adult women who aged out of your home to come and attack a 15. I don't care how grown she was, how much mouth she had. She is still a child.
Yeah,
you still should had. She had the responsibility to protect her, but.
Just in it for the money. A lot of I've been hearing a lot about that. And social work and
it's a lot to this story that I hope justice is served for this young girl all around. And I'm not sure how much the officer is going to be accountable for. He did what
how
he
do
was
you feel
trained to do.
I'm about to say, how do you feel about it?
What he was trained to do. I love my community, guys, but she had a knife in her. Just like when we seen a guy in Philly. The cop was like, no, put the knife. Like, we can't advocate for things that, just because we want to be mad at the police and we think that they are trained a certain way. We're not their trainees or their trainers. So we don't understand that they make it home at the end of the night.
Just like you want to make it home, they want to do the same thing and get back to their families. So,
So do I have an issue with him doing his job? The only issue I have is that it could have been a tase and not a gun. He had to disable her, but did he have to use deadly force?
In 4 shots.
4.
I believe it was 4 shots he gave.
Ooh, Lord, but that's overkill.
But to you and I, it is overkill. But like they said my boy in Texas, like, hey, if you take that out, you gotta empty it. You gotta, if you see something moving, empty it.
Wow.
You gotta, you don't just one shot. Hey, you all right? What's going on? No, boom, 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 boom. All right, what's up? That's the way I believe they're trained. What else we got? March has been a lot of mass shootings.
Yeah, March. It was March Madness. That was really madness. March, almost just about every single day in March, there was a shooting around the U.S. Mass shootings, domestic shootings, gang shootings, police shootings, just about every day in March. Lord there Jesus. Has been either a mass shooting or some type of shooting that happened in March is 31 days.
I don't know
gun violence. Again, remember we talked about it a couple of episodes ago. People that have access to guns need to revisit them licenses.
Yeah, but I know it's our constitutional right. I think
to bear arms.
Yeah,
right?
I think we should, especially us. We should carry or own a gun to protect ourselves. I don't know how the background check is going or these people that are being screened, whatever like that. But like I've had problems in school, but I never thought like, let me just kill everybody. Like, wow. It's not like I don't know what's going on in our country, in our world. But we gotta get it together. Because there's too much mass shootings going on. It's kind of scary. Like I'd be thinking twice about going to the mall.
Yeah,
and I'd be because at Jersey Gardens they had a shot. I had to stop somebody from going there. Yeah, like why are you going to Jersey Gardens?
No,
don't go.
If I do have to go there, it'll be soon as they open at 9:00 in the morning. As soon as they lift up the gates, I'm in and I'm out. Yeah. I don't go there because there's too many young people there, and it's usually the young people. That's where they hang out in our section of Jersey. So I don't go there at all.
Well,
I drive a couple of miles away.
I got you. I go up to Bridgewater or something like that. Yeah, or Menlo,
But you can't even go to Target nowadays without somebody that haven't had sex in 15 years want to take it out on every person he see at Target and start shooting. I haven't had sex in over 15 years either. I ain't killing nobody. I'm sorry.
You don't need to kill somebody.
You don't got to kill nobody, honey. Yeah. Go find you somebody. Just all this repression just built up, and only way you can let loose is killing people.
Don't pay nobody for it. No, just kill somebody.
Pay nobody for it.
Right.
You can definitely pay somebody.
You should be able to pay somebody for it. Just do that.
But this is what. That's one of the. That's not a stereotype. I'm sorry. Of the people, some of the men that been shooting. That's a fact.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a name for it. If I when I find a name for it, Marquise will link it for you. It's a certain age man that's,
Yeah. Usually younger, right? Most of this young.
Yeah. Backed up and feel like they are old sex or old something from women, and those are the ones that usually go out on the mass shootings.
Lord Jesus.
Because the domestic ones, they just want to, it's like a murder-suicide one. And then the cop shooting, and then one of them was like Chicago shootings. I don't even want to, we've been advocating for black people.
Yeah, we're just going to ignore Chicago for now. Yeah, we don't want to talk about Chicago. All right, so...
I'm ashamed sometimes to be African American when they say in latest Chicago. I'm like, Lord,
what are we doing
what my
in Chicago?
Cousins done did now.
Yeah. What are we doing to each other? And just other people understand that we are just as outraged about police shooting as gun violence in our community. And preachers are talking about it. Leaders, civil rights leaders, they're all. It's not going ignored.
No.
We know that's an issue. We're trying to fix the issue, to understand that. That doesn't mean, when a cop shoots someone that's the first thing you're going to go to and bring up. Oh, black on black crime. It's two separate
things, please. Because we can do a whole.
Exactly.
We ain't going, don't rev me up now.
I'm sure we talked about it before in one of our episodes, but there are two separate issues, and one is trained to, protect and held to a much higher standard.
With just 6 months in the academy, and all they teach you is how to run a mile in under a minute. Don't play with me. But
yes.
They don't teach y'all nothing else in the academy except for how to do 25 push-ups and yes, I said it. Because everything else y'all fumble with. You fumble with a taser or a gun.
Right.
You fumbling with time. Y'all can't run. Y'all out of shape. So I'm not chasing this nigga no more. Oh my God.
Nigga's too fast.
Hey, y'all know we gonna run.
Jonathan, you're too fast. Oh, shoot. So, all right, so I think that we'll end on that note. Two separate issues.
Yes,
we'll be back for another episode. We're glad to be back. We're sorry about the 2 weeks we missed, but we got you. We're back on our game, and God bless you all. We'll see you next weekend.
Bye.
Bye.